Priya Lobo, and I'm back with my Thoughtful Thursdays. It's been an interesting week, and while I was exploring on the topic of guilt, I actually stumbled upon another interesting word, which is regret. And that actually occupied my mind, and I wanted to know more about it because this is something that I haven't spoken about, or I think it's a very important cognitive emotion because it involves thinking, and it is a comparison-based emotion. And I'll tell you why regret is such an important element in our decision making. And it gets the highest attention because there is self-blame involved. And why is there self-blame involved? Because it's also connected to a lot of other emotions, right? When you feel regret, you not only feel guilt, shame, anger, sadness, there's frustration. And if I said that regret is a comparison-based emotion. It is about a not so chosen alternative, whether it is known or imagined, which can yield better results than the one that you've already chosen. So it is always about something that you didn't do, or something that you didn't act upon, and that is where regret comes. And there are lots of studies on this, and largely academic studies, but I just want to quote, there's nothing in the Indian context, it is the European and in the American context. When they did a study, they found that large part of regrets are in certain areas, whether it's your education, career, romantic relationships, parenting, self. At the bottom of it was finances. So these actually took higher priority in terms of regrets. There's another study, actually a nurse, a palliative nurse who actually was looking after people, and when they were dying, and she spent a lot of time talking to them. She's actually written an article and a book which are called the top 5 regrets of dying people, and I just wanted to share that with you. That the first one is the courage that they wanted to, that they wanted to be their true self rather than living the life that others expected. The second one was, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. The third one was, I wish I can express my feelings, and when they saying feelings, be honest, be real, and actually create bonds with other people. The fourth one was, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. It is about the time that you cannot buy back, and actually it is about meaningful relationships. And the fifth one was, I wish I had really been happier. And these were the 5 regrets. And I was just thinking that in my last 26 years, I haven't really, put a sharp focus on understanding regrets, or did a study where I said, let me only understand regrets and how it affects decision making. And that's where I went with all the searching and researching for this Thoughtful Thursday. And there are 2 regrets. If you can bucket regrets, there are 2 types of regrets. Regrets where you took an action, and often they're short term because you feel good, bad, you wonder, you kick yourself and you say that why the hell did I do that? And large part of regrets are, if you Google, it's a fun stat, is about tattoos that people have. But the second one, which is regrets that we didn't do something about, regrets in inaction, that really impacts our decision making, because it's not only about missed opportunities, it's about unfulfilled dreams. And that's where I read interesting academic article and research done by psychologists, and this was done in Turkey, where they met a whole lot of people, and they did a very interesting collage exercise, as well as a lot of depth interviews with people. And there were 2 examples of this regret in action. In fact, one of the pictures that one of the ladies chose was anti-hair loss product. And she chose that. She said, I wish I had chosen that because I wish I had used it when I recognized that I was having this problem. So it's a regret of not doing something. The second interesting one was about this guy who said, I wish I'd bought that guitar when I was abroad, when I really wanted it. But because of the financial risk, I didn't. But I missed that decision. I just feel very, very bad about that decision. So it's about regret in action of not having done something. Why is this so important? Because it gets enhanced by our imagination of the real world in comparison to the vision of what would have been the best alternative or the best outcome. And that's where you need to remember this word, counterfactual thinking. And I think counterfactual thinking is a very important component of regret in action. And again, a fun article by Dan Ariely, a cognitive psychologist and neuroscience, one of the leading psychologists, talks about silver, bronze, and regret. And Bob Willingham actually has taken thousands of photographs of athletes who came in the seconds and matched the expressions and emotions, and he matched the expressions and emotions with people who were the gold medalists and the bronze medalists, or people who came 5th and 6th. And what they found is that the bronze medalists' expressions matched the one with the gold medalists. They were very, very happy. And guess who were not very, very happy? It was the silver medalists. Their expressions matched the ones who came 5th and 6th. So what was really, really happening? The silver medalists, because I spoke to you about the counterfactual thinking, were actually upward thinking. And that made them miserable because they thought that, wish I'd pushed myself a little more and I would have been the gold medalist. Whereas the bronze guys were downward thinking and saying, oh, listen, thank God I didn't come 5th and 6th, I came 3rd. Yeah, and that is why the happy emotion. And that's why counterfactual thinking is very important, because it is an assessment of what has been gained compared to what would have been gained if you had taken a different decision or a different outcome. I love this emotion of regret, and it is a comparison-based emotion, and I think it is very fundamental to the work that we do, because we talk about decision making and the choices. And I think this requires a lot more attention, especially to all my friends who are into the insights, marketing and brands. I think if this is studied and given its due attention, it could reveal a lot more interesting facts. I just wanted to share that I've already started my little bit of a project on this, and I'm happy if others want to partner or even discuss and share your ideas around this. Let's do something fun. It doesn't always have to be business and serious. So I'm looking forward to some of my friends and partners reaching out to me, and let's see if we can do an interesting project around regrets, brands and choices. If you like what I say and you want to know more, reach out to me.